Hello? Okay, we're live. Hello, everyone. This is the amazing Katy Nelson who's joining me today. She is the dancer and the actress that you just saw perform in Underwater Carnival Ride, and I'm so glad that she was able to join us. And as usual, can you guys just give me a thumbs up in the chat or just let us know if you can hear us? We're still waiting for people to come in from the chat, but
where's the chat?
It's over on the right hand side.
That's
and
right.
For now, I'm just going to, I'm probably going to remove this later. Oh, here we go. We've got people coming in. Oops, it's covering my face though. 1 second. Okay, I'm probably going to remove the chat box in a little bit because we've got pictures and behind the scenes and stuff to share eventually too. But we would love to hear what you guys thought of the video, and if you have any questions, we'd love to hear your questions and just put them in the chat. And I also would love to know your interpretation of the video and any thoughts you had, or how you personally interpreted the story. Would love to hear that from any of you. So, are you so excited?
Yes. Hi, everyone.
Yes.
Again.
Katy, you did amazing in that video, by the way.
You're sweet. I don't know how I did. I don't know.
Oh,
you helped me a lot.
Oh, you were just like, okay, we'll get to this, but yeah, you were just amazing. And first of all, I wanted to talk about actually how we met, because we've actually worked together before. So I don't know if you guys recognize Katy, but she was in my Dance of the Sugar Plum video, and that was back in 2016.
Yeah, I was more of a choreographer for that.
Yeah.
And kind of a background dancer in that one. So
she was, I think that's you in the left corner of the stage. Is that you?
You know, I think so, but I don't even remember.
I know. And then here's another shot of the dancers on stage.
I'm in there somewhere. I didn't love myself in that one.
Oh, but you're
that's just because I was
amazing.
I looked depressed in that video. And I was like,
Stop.
why didn't I just smile? Like,
oh my gosh, stop. That video has like 1.5 million views, and it's like everybody loves it so much. So
it's a good video. It's really fun.
Yeah, you were
beautiful.
amazing. Amazing choreography. Anyways, that is how we actually met. I don't even remember. Like, I remember I was looking for dancers for my video, and it was like so expensive to find dancers, and I was like almost ready to give up. And I don't remember how I found you.
I was going to ask you, because I was like, how did I find you?
I don't remember.
Like a reference?
I
think
don't
someone referred me. Like, we don't remember who referred us or how we...
No, but okay, so
like
here's the crazy thing though, is I do remember emailing you, and we were going to like meet up and chat, and you were like, I live in Sequim, Washington.
Oh yeah, we didn't even know.
No.
We thought each other were in Seattle, and we go to Seattle all the time.
And we live in a very small town on the Olympic Peninsula, and so for her to say she lived in my town, we were like...
Yeah, we weren't referred because we lived in Sequim. We were referred like Seattle.
Yeah.
And we both were like, well, you won't have ever heard of this, but I live in Sequim. It's like, what?
I'm like, what? So do I.
So it was like meant to be.
Yeah. So, and then we met at a coffee shop, and we just kind of planned it all out, and then we did the Sugar Plum video, and that was 2016, so that was 8 years ago. So here we are,
crazy.
This many years later, and when I was coming up with the concept for this video, I knew I wanted to have a lead dancer in this, and I was like, Katy has to do this. And Katy, I would love to hear from you, like, if you have any like behind the scenes of how you felt about the project. And I don't know, you've mentioned, and you don't have to talk about it, but you've mentioned about like you were, wanting to do something, and this kind of came along. And
well, I mean, that I feel kind of embarrassed to say, but like I was like, man, I wish I could do one last thing before whatever, I don't know. And so
well, explain that in the dance world, like athletes, skaters, dancers, you guys retire like at a young age.
Your body's just done like in your 30s, and if you stop dancing, which I did, and had an injury, I had already stopped dancing. So for me, it was like, I'm done. But, I mean, you're kind of retired because you still get some gigs sometimes, but, you know.
You kind of move on to teaching, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I teach more. And so I was kind of like, oh, I'm done, you know. But I still felt like I wanted to do something, you know, one last hurrah. And, and so I was actually praying about it, and I was actually kind of annoyed with God. And then God's like, do you want to be in something? And I was like, I was driving. I'll never forget. And it was like he was talking to me, and I was like, yeah, I do. And then God's like, I'll give you something. And I was like, really? And the next day, Jennifer messaged me, and I was like, what?
I swear, both times we worked together, it was like total fate. Like,
yeah,
it was like, oh, you guys need to work together.
Yeah, and I'm like, me? I'm a choreographer, but, you know, so it was pretty cool. So it was very special for me.
Yeah. I'm going to read some of the comments. I think this is your sister. She says, the dancing was beautiful. I saw a story of innocence. This young woman goes into the world full of life, but darkness taints her, making beauty suddenly look twisted. Ooh, I love that take on it. What else we've got? Jenny, is it Katie or Jenny in the end of the video looking up after running from the fair just before the big box? Oh, so let's just get that. I only have a very small cameo in this video. I really wanted to just direct. You guys probably saw, hold on. I'm going to show you my one cameo if I can find the shot. Where's my wolf shot? We have wolf shots in here somewhere.
Are you talking about your wolf cameo?
Yeah, my wolf cameo.
Because I'm like, well, I thought you meant another one. I was like, what?
No. So that shot at the end of Katie running was definitely her. That was all her. Anyways.
Yeah, I just look like a different person because my hair is crazy. And actually, I might say that while you're looking, that the whole process of being at the carnival, as it went from day to night, we were there all day, like it looks like, just like in the film. And that's kind of symbolic in and of itself. But
yeah,
as the time went on, we got more and more like, we need to get out of here. This place is crazy. It was loud, right? So at a carnival, if you see all the behind the scenes, it's like there were monster truck races going, and it's like, "Row," and there's like, "Da, da, da," all the carnival music. And we could not hear each other talk the whole day. We were yelling at each other. and actually, Will, I know you might talk about this later. Will was not feeling well, so he
forgot to eat, and
he took sleeping pills.
Oh
and
my gosh!
He forgot that, or we gave him the wrong pills, and he
I totally forgot about that.
And during the carnival, he was like this. He was like,
okay, so to explain, we tried to give Will Dramamine for the rides because he gets an upset stomach, but I accidentally gave him the Dramamine that has the drowsy stuff in it instead of the non-drowsy. And he was just like...
He was dying.
Out of it.
Yeah. And Robbie was there trying to help us with, like, pulling the cart, my husband. And
yeah.
And so he was kind of like the one strong one. But by the end, he said he couldn't even stand up straight. Like, all of us... Like, the shot with me on the Ferris wheel at the end in the dark, I was, like, going like this. And it was like, I really felt like that. And so when it came to the blue dress, we were so tired. We're ready to just... give up, and that's like it was perfect for the story because my hair looked crazy, I looked crazy, and I was like running through the people, and people were like, what is going on with her?
That is another funny story. Is the shots at the end. Let me actually pull up.
That's Robbie there.
That's her husband. He did a lot of work on this too. He was a wolf. He also played a body double. That's Robbie. He was so great. So creepy, too.
I know.
Also, Ryan Stewart. That's Ryan Stewart. He is actually another pianist, composer, and a friend. He made a little cameo in the video. He's actually on my album, too. He's on the Transcendence song, so when you guys listen to that. Sorry, what am I looking for? Oh, Katie running around the carnival. This, sorry, it's going to cover... I just want you guys to see these pictures bigger for a second. But this is at the end where Katie just runs crazy around the carnival. And she was, I mean, you were really into your character and you were just running. And people were legit, like, worried for you. In fact, we had, let me see if I can find the shot with the police in it.
Oh, yeah, there were these two cops. And I kept trying to do the ending for the Ferris wheel. Or no, what's it called? Oh yeah, it's a Ferris wheel. I get all the names mixed up.
Yeah. Oh, here it is.
This area.
If you look to the left, there's like a group of like 7 or 8 policemen over there, and some of them are looking at you. Well, they thought you were in trouble. Like, they actually came over to you and asked if you were safe. They're like, why are you being chased? You don't remember that?
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, maybe they talked to us because they were like, is she okay? They thought you were like someone was trying to kidnap you, or like, because you were just running around the carnival.
I was like, get away from me.
Yeah.
We have a funny shot of Robbie when I'm running and he's like passing, but there were kids at that moment being like, are you Cinderella? And they kept stopping.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, are you a princess? So I was like, sure.
I know. They're like, why is this girl in this blue Cinderella dress?
Oh, someone's asking about the significance of dress colors.
Yes. Hold on. Let me actually move the chat box down a little bit. Having the chat box here helps me to see. I can't remember
what you're looking for now.
I can't remember either, but let me just catch up on comments here. Jennifer, I want to thank you for your artistry and poetry through your music. Thank you for being still and listening to God. Thank you so much, Brian. You don't suit being the wolf, Jennifer. Spicy, Jennifer.
we have a behind the scenes of her getting into character, and it's so great because she's like smiling, and then she's like she's trying to get into the wolf character.
I'm pretty goofy, and then I'm like,
and you're like, okay.
Yeah, when we did those wolf shots, I was really taking inspiration from the movie Inception. I don't know if you guys remember the scenes where he goes into these dreams within a dream, and there's this one where when you're in the dream, you try not to get attention, and as soon as people, like the person who's dreaming realizes that they're in a dream, all of a sudden everyone shifts and looks at you, and that's kind of what we did with the wolves, is like just kind of like the creepy, like just dead on looking at you and just creeping you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so creepy, to be honest. Can you speak? Okay, Sean, let's speak to the significance of Katy's dress colors. So, Katy, do you remember do you want to speak to that?
Sure. What I at least remember was we felt like this kind of like childlike innocence was very yellow and happy and like untainted.
Also, you had your hair very neatly in a ponytail.
Yeah, kind of
put together.
Yeah, very young, childlike, impressionable. You don't know anything about the world, and you know, that's what it reminded us of, and kind of that look. And then the pink is like kind of this in love transition romance. To like kind of in between. You fall for someone and you know, you think that this is when you're the mature and you've become like everything. You're getting everything you've ever wanted, and but in reality, like the blue dress is when you finally find out who you are and you change and you go through, you figure out what's really going on, and you kind of the BS that's going on, and you say no
empowered.
To it. Yeah, and you leave it forever. And we just felt like blue was. Well, now I'm just thinking of the Oceans album, that blue is like the oceans.
Yeah.
I never thought of that, actually.
Also, we did not plan this, but I'm wearing pink today, and she's wearing blue.
I'm wearing blue pants.
So, little throw to the video.
Yeah.
I just want to also show you, like, the difference in Katy's character from the beginning to the end of the video. So, let me find one of your yellow dress shots at the beginning.
It's funny because like when we first started filming, I was like so excited and I was like so childlike, and then through the filming it's like, okay, now we got to do our partnering and all this.
Yeah.
And of course the dance shots were a different day, but then the blue, by the end I was like, I'm so sick of this carnival, I am going to die, you know. Like it was actually just how we really felt. So
is this one? Oh, then we have the pink dress. And then at the end of the video, you just look so much more disheveled and like...
Yeah, like a different person.
Yeah, you really are. Like, I love how your hair is just, you know, whatever
Crazy.
It ended up being. And by the way, you're really amazing at like walking and running in heels. Although she didn't run around the carnival. She had tennis shoes on or slippers or something.
I think I did. I was like, I'm taking these off. Yeah.
But still, it was we already showed you that one. Oh, hello. That's a very large photo. Let's, sorry guys. I love this shot. Also, I think we had to do this shot, I don't know, at least 10 different times because you can see people in the background, and there were definitely a lot of shots where like teenagers would like come behind you and do bunny ears or photobomb and like try to take advantage of being on camera.
Yeah, and I had to do the shot because it was the whole meaning of the whole show, and I had to do it quite a few times to get it right. You know, it's hard to go there to change like that on camera. I mean, I'm like embarrassed to look at it, but
no, talk about this shot.
But this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we did this shot so many times, and it was one of the last ones where, and Katie's so good. She would just like collect herself and really get her mind into the character. And this shot that we ended up using was just the most genuine, where she looks right into the camera and she just realizes her own strength. And like, it almost makes me want to cry because I look into your eyes here and I can see how genuine you, I mean, you genuinely were going through that too. I had to go
there. Yeah. Well, and I feel like I've gone there in my life now before. And my husband helped me for at least one moment. He might want to take credit or not, I don't know. But he helped me. I think I barely remember, but I was struggling, and then he said something like, you know, you need to be talking to your enemy, the literal enemy. Yeah. And what you would say to that enemy. Mm-hmm. And basically be like, okay, I'm done with you. And, you know.
And you nailed it.
Yeah. Whatever that enemy is, you know.
Yeah, I think we all know. We all have our own demons and enemies in our life. It's different for everyone. I'm just reading through the camera. It was so well done. I loved how the story was intriguing and filled with mystery. You ladies did such an amazing job. Thank you, Gia. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up. Let's see.
I know, it's hard to read them all. It's like...
Jennifer, have you ever been approached to do a movie soundtrack? I have done a couple of short films. I have not done a feature film.
I think more films are in your future because you are a filmmaker. Like, I think that Jennifer should start something. Maybe you already have it, but called a Jennifer film or Jennifer Films, because I think she's so good.
Well, I mean, thank you. I feel honored to work with Glenn Gabriel, who is a legit filmmaker, and working with him is just always amazing and takes my music to a higher level as well. And making these, like, I've always loved films and movies since I was a child, and so like to make these music films now is like, people have told me for many years, like, Jennifer, you should write soundtracks, and I feel like this is kind of my way to make my own films and sound and write the score for them in my own way. So keep the questions coming, and if I missed something, like, the chat is going down, and for some reason I'm not able to scroll back up right this second, but if I missed something, just write it again in the chat. Let's see. Let's talk about the aquarium, because so I should probably say, like, for this video, the locations were like at least for me, like, producing it and trying to find like places to film, that was probably the hardest thing, because for one thing, to find a carnival to film at, like, carnivals are usually only in the summertime, and we filmed this at the Washington State Fair, and it's thankfully like a year-round carnival, but they only have it open during certain weekends, and they gave us permission to film, but we obviously, like, we're not like a large movie set, we can't shut the carnival down, so we had to just film like while it was open with all the people, which was fun.
Well, it kind of needed people a little bit. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was good, but also challenging because, like I said, like, there were shots where people would do things in the background or, but it ended up working out really, really good. I think it's funny, like, some of the shots when you're running around too, like, if you look at the other people watching you, there's like some people, they're like,
yeah, there's some great reactions.
There's some really great reactions. And then the aquarium,
all the children in the carnival were screaming loud, and they were running around the whole time. So getting a shot with no kids was actually really hard.
Yeah. So the aquarium shots are at the Seattle Aquarium, and same thing. They said we could either pay thousands of dollars to shut the aquarium down, which we don't have the budget for, or we could just deal with the public there as well. So we got there like right when it opened, and they were like, here's our advice: go back to the dome room, and because no one is there when it first starts. So we like ran back there, and we got where is the shot of you with that big, you know what, I have a still shot of it. We filmed in that room first. Yeah, here it is. And just a little cinematic magic, and I'll talk about this too. That shark is a VFX shot that we had put in. I could not find an aquarium.
We were looking for a shark aquarium everywhere.
Gosh.
There are no sharks anywhere.
You would think in the Pacific Northwest, because they're native to this area, that we would have sharks at an aquarium. There's none. And we almost went to Oregon to film the
it didn't
aquarium
work
shots.
For some reason. I can't remember why.
Yeah, but so we ended up putting the shark in VFX, and just like metaphorically speaking, when you listen to the words of the poem, this is just supposed to represent like shark infested waters. And I love how you're turning, and you're just so graceful turning this way, and you're not aware that the shark is like enclosing in on you, which is part of the story as well, just the whole shark infested waters. But yeah, we got these shots. Thankfully there was no one in the aquarium when we first got there, but then we were like, well, because we didn't know if we were going to use this dome shot, because originally we wanted to go use this other shot.
Originally we wanted just glass, I think.
There's a big tank at the front of the aquarium.
Are you going to find the one with the kid?
I am. I'm trying to
cute.
Find it. Oh, here, aquarium with kids. Yeah.
Look at that kid. He kept trying to copy me. So cute.
Yeah, this is at the very front of the aquarium, and by the time we got up here, there were busloads of school children on field trips. Yeah. And we literally only got I counted on the footage, it was like 7 or 8 seconds where we didn't have a kid running through the shot. And we couldn't ask them to not run through the shot, because like I said, we had to work with the public and couldn't disrupt things. So we did not end up using this aquarium. But as you can see, there's so much light reflection on the glass anyway, it just wouldn't have worked. But I like the dome shots that we ended up using. Yeah, it was really cool.
It's more like a cave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how you're silhouetted too. I think I have some other...
I thought of something that I forgot.
Oh,
I forgot.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh, here's us on our
car.
way.
Curlers.
This is one of my shots I took of you and Rob at the aquarium. He's showing you how you look, which is always important when you don't know how you look.
That's when he told me that I wasn't into it. And he said, you need to come here. Aww. He had to kind of coax it out of me, and then I got it. But that's him telling me something.
Yeah, he's giving you a pep talk.
He's giving me a pep talk, because I think I wasn't feeling it, and he was helping me.
I remember him. He was telling you memories to think of in your head to get your face into character. Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to go somewhere. You can't just conjure.
Yeah. You know? He was really awesome to have there for you. Yeah. Here's a shot of Will just getting camera stuff ready at the aquarium.
Yeah. Was that the same day that we went to the carnival?
Yeah, that was such a long day. We did the whole thing.
Yeah.
But we had 4 different film shoots for this, and we had the downtown Seattle waterfront, the aquarium, and the state fair. That was all in one day. And then we did the dance scenes, and that was shot in Port Angeles, as well as we also did some different aquarium scenes in our local town, but I didn't use those shots. And then we did your drowning scene, which I have some behind the scenes shots to show of that.
Yeah, I think there's some questions about that.
Oh, okay. So the shots of Katy under her face shots underwater, we actually did that in our bathtub at home, and this was part of the setup that we did. Here's another one.
I was like drowning this whole time, honestly.
I know. And
like literally drowning because I didn't know how to like breathe or whatever.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I have a shot of that too. Like, Katy, you were such a rock star. It took you probably like 50 times to figure out how to not use your finger to plug your nose. How did you end up figuring it out?
I think I pressed my tongue against somewhere. I think Robbie again. He's a diver, so he like helped me.
Yeah.
I think he told me on text or something.
Yeah.
And like I kept getting water for the first into my lungs, like into my nose, and I was coughing and dying. And Jennifer's like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And I'm like,
"You're like, yes,
finish this. We have to do it right,
Yeah, and there you are, not using your fingers to plug your nose.
Yeah. So I came out of that. I think I went to a party or some kind of meeting afterwards, and I was like, "You guys, I've been drowning all day." And they were like,
"Oh, I know." Oh my gosh.
I was like, "If you only knew, I've been drowning. I feel like I've been at sea."
Do you?
I'm cool.
You want to answer that one?
Sure.
Okay.
Well,
let me pull up that shot. Hold on. The still shot of. We're getting a question about where was the underwater shot. So Katy's face shots were shot in a bathtub, and then the underwater shots. I'm gonna try and find the picture if you wanna.
Of underwater shots.
Yeah. I have it
you want me to
somewhere.
start talking about it?
Yeah.
So, basically, we found those shots as stock images, as stock shots.
Here it is.
And
this shot.
I wish as a dancer and a performer that like I had done them, but we just didn't have the resources and the lights and
the
everything.
pool.
We didn't have time. Well, maybe we didn't have time, but we found this shot because
I went through so many stock shots. Yeah.
And we were like, that looks even I think it looks exactly like me. Like she has my profile, she's my body, and for a dancer, I've seen myself dance on, all my life, and I'm like, even my stiff back, like looks like that. I no offense to her, I'm just saying, like,
yeah,
looks just like me, and so we were like, this is perfect, like, so we don't have to do it. But now I'm like, there's a secret part of me, like as a performer, like Tom Cruise, like does all his stunts, like I was like, I should have done that, like, because I could have, like as a dancer, I know I could have, but I would have probably drowned, because I'm such a.
I know you would have had to do that without plugging your nose.
I couldn't do the bathtub. I don't know how I could do, like, I don't know. I mean, I would have had to do some miracle, but
yeah,
my body could do it. I know that in my mind. So we weren't going to mention it because I was like, I want everyone to think that I did it, but it's like, that's lying,
So, it's some of these little cinematic.
I wish I had done it.
Yeah. I think it's fun for people to learn the different things, like, I talked about sky replacements in my oceans video and in the lighthouse video. Even though it was a working lighthouse and it flashed, we just added a little extra flash in there. There's things that, to enhance things. And also for us, as a filmmaking standpoint, we didn't have the underwater equipment to actually go in a pool and film this either. So what we tried to emulate that shot in the bathtub with the overhead light on her.
Yeah, but like every time either we watch it or me and Robbie were like, that just looks like
it really does.
I did that.
Yeah.
So it's cool. I mean, it worked so well,
Bathtub, wow, amazing. Will there be a behind the scenes video tomorrow? This behind the scenes is probably going to take me a long time to put together. Some of you know my son was in the hospital earlier this week. He had a traumatic brain injury, and I have just been like so busy with that. And then just yesterday, I spent the whole day getting ready for this premiere today, getting all these pictures and the video uploaded. So I have not had a chance to do behind the scenes yet, and I want to give that the proper time it deserves because I've got a lot of footage to go through for that. So.
I might do my own personal one.
Yeah,
but it's not going to be as great as Jennifer's. She's got awesome. But like I might, if you follow me on Instagram, she tags me all the time.
What is your Instagram?
It's Katy Nelson Ballet. So that's my Instagram. So, and if you can't find me, you can Jennifer's tagged me a million times already, so you can just look for that. So
yeah. In fact, I need to put your socials in the information box in the YouTube video so people can link on there too. But yeah, I will eventually do a behind the scenes video, and behind the scenes are my favorite, and I just want to make sure I do it justice. So the other, okay, as a filmmaking little nerd out thing, something I just wanted to point out is in this video, everything's spinning, like throughout the entire video. Like she's from Katy, like the cotton candy, I can't talk.
Oh, that's right.
Spinning, the
That's
carousels
right.
are spinning, the dance scenes are spinning, and then the ending scene where things are just going out of control, she's also spinning.
Oh, we had a blue shot spinning around me too, but I don't think we used it. But of me freaking out. I don't
Yeah,
think we actually did that shot.
I can use that in the behind the scenes. We didn't end up using that because Will used a different lens for that, and it ended up not looking that great. But I want to let's talk about the dancing with Noah. Well, I find these pictures. Do you want to talk about what it was like working with Noah and how that whole dance scene came about?
Yeah. So basically we were like, we need a guy, and I just happened to meet Noah very recent
Such an amazing
at
dancer.
the ballet workshop, or Port Angeles City Ballet, and so he was willing to do it and everything, and so we met up a few times, and he choreographed the dance and the story, and it worked out pretty well. And it was, yeah, I mean, we only had a couple meetings, and then we just went to the pier that night.
I have a question because I'm not a dancer. When he lifted you up so many times to get all the shots, do you get like bruises on your ribs from being lifted so much?
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I sent you that picture, but you definitely get bruises or burns on you for... The main thing I got was a burn on my arm, and my whole arm was totally covered in blue and purple red rash, and that's pretty normal for dance because he picked me up and pulled, like he held me like this and pulled me up, but we had to do it so many times that just happened to be what... It's very common for ballet dancers to have bruises on their ribs or on their arms, like if you're out here and they lift you in your arms, and
You got lifted
that's
so
pretty
many
normal.
times.
I mean,
yeah.
in dance you just get bruised up. That's just normal.
That's just normal.
And modern dancers get like their legs all banged up and
yeah.
whatever. But
That's just
it
part of
wasn't
the
actually
sport,
too bad.
huh?
This is kind of a silly thing, but I had a long sleeve. That leotard was long sleeve, and I had this like idea very last minute that I didn't want it long sleeve. I wanted half sleeve. So in the car, I cut the sleeves off, and I thought there's something in me that was like, don't do something last minute like that. Like, you're gonna regret this. And I actually did regret it because, like, I felt like the long sleeve looked way more, just better and more longer lines and feminine. No one's even gonna care or notice because my arms are pink. So I cared, but now I'm like, oh, whatever.
This is your fourth costume change in the video too, because this went from the carousel, which it was the romantic courting scene with the pink dress.
And and it's pink because of the pink dress.
Yeah, we were trying to keep the whole romance color going for these shots. This is one of my favorite shots. And when we film sunset shots, even for like all of my other videos, it is so fast. Like, you have to like be ready and shoot before the sun goes down. No time, like maybe like 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh, also, we didn't really get to warm up. And for dancers, especially dancers in their 30s, need to warm up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I was so stiff and so cold, like freezing cold. So my legs were not working. And I was like, oh, I look terrible. So all the dancers watching this are going to be like,
Oh, wow.
But,
Oh, I just got a super chat from Jenny Backman. Oh my gosh, this is the first time that's ever happened. Thank you.
What is that?
I think it's where they can just donate to the chat.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Sorry about your son. Oh, thank you. Hope the iTunes pre-order for Oceans counts towards Billboard charting. Yeah, so let me just plug that really quick, you guys, because tomorrow my full album Oceans releases tomorrow, which is so crazy. It's been a 4-year project, and we're actually shipping out CDs right now, physical CDs, but I've been getting a lot of questions, like Sean's asking about iTunes. So I really, really hope to get like a #1 on Billboard this time. It'd be so amazing. It'd be like a bucket list. So any physical CDs count towards Billboard, also digital downloads, and then the whole week after the release, any streaming or like iTunes count as well. So yes, to answer you. So yeah, I appreciate all your support. So we have like roughly another week to have any sales count towards that. So thank you so much. It's already been released on iTunes. I've been enjoying it. Seriously? It's already out on iTunes? Oh, you must mean the 2 singles, because the full album doesn't come out till tomorrow. You're like making my heart freak out, because I'm like, it should not be out on iTunes already. But the first 2 singles are. Unless they're doing it early there. But I wanted to talk about, hold on. Oh, the grand bow at the end. I love having you here because you get to talk about dance perspectives. But so at the end of the video, you do this grand bow. And I'm going to tell you what I know about the dance world, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. But when you do a grand bow, you never look up. You like bow your head, correct? And for this, we specifically said, do not lose eye contact with the enemy. Do not lose eye contact with the carnival. I want you to have direct eye contact.
The Ferris wheel specifically is what we kind of targeted. Like, the thing spinning it all, like, the source of it. Mm-hmm. Kind of. But
I think I have a shot, of you making eye contact. And for me, like, the reason was I kind of think of it as like, you know, when 2 dogs are in a dog fight and then the alpha dog eventually like towers over the one who is the weaker dog, and the weaker dog bows down. And for this, not that this was a dog fight, but it just represents empowerment and you not willing to back down and kind of staring them in the face and just, you know, having your moments of like, no, I'm really strong and thank you. This was fun, but I'm going to leave now.
Yeah. Not my circus, not my monkeys anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Literally.
was an important moment. And then I love this at the end.
I look crazy because like that was the long day of just being thrashed, and then I'm like, I'm done.
It's such a cool shot though, and I just love how you look up and you just walk off screen like you just own this and you're so empowered. Such a great moment.
Yeah, I think it has something personal for each of us.
The full album is there? Oh my god. What the heck, iTunes? You're early. Okay, well, congratulations to anyone who's on iTunes.
Huh. Yeah, I'd say that this piece, at least, very personal. We each have our own life stories, but we have very personal things. When she first showed this song to me and told me the story, like, I was like weeping afterward. I mean, the song is so powerful. Like, you just listen to it, it just makes you cry, you know?
Oh, yeah. I would actually love to talk about the music side of it, too. But, sorry, you're in Australia. That's why. Okay, now it's making sense.
Oh.
It's already released in Australia because you're, like, 24 hours ahead. You almost gave me a heart attack because I'm like, it's not supposed to be out yet. But that makes sense. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that. So the whole story with this video, I know someone asked about it earlier. There was a question about the existential crisis that I talked about in my Lighthouse video. I'm not like so comfortable yet talking too much about like my own story with this, especially since it's just released. I really, really would love to just have you guys interpret it and hear what you think of it. And then maybe in time I'll give the full story. But for me, what I will share is that this was my angry song when I was writing the music on the album. And the entire music, song, and video are a complete juxtaposition where the music, for the most part, sounds very dreamy and very cinematic and very like beautiful and flowing and happy. But there are these moments in the music where you have this like a little creepy vibe in there. And then the video also is just like, there's some dark moments in the video, but maybe the music doesn't sound super dark. That was on purpose. But I wanted to create kind of this world of carnival rides, trapeze artists, circus performers, and carousels, like through the sounds of the music. And, excuse me. And that all comes through like the orchestra and the choir and the piano effects. And at the end, the ending scene when you're running through the carnival, and it's just like, that was such a fun part to write. I did the chord changes to just, when Glenn and I were working on the production for this, I said, I need this to feel like you're on the ride that just keeps spinning and spinning, and you just want to puke your guts out and you cannot get off the ride. And so, eventually when you listen to the album, or yeah, when you listen to the track, if you can listen on Dolby Atmos, that's like my highest recommendation. But even in high res, you'll hear the spinning at the end where it goes actually from speaker to speaker. And I really truly want the listener to feel like you are on this ride that you can't get off and you just want to puke your guts out. So that's purposely put into the music.
I like the beginning, like when I'm in the yellow dress, where there's all these like hints, and I'm kind of this child, and I'm like, oh, that was weird. And it was like, it's actually hard to kind of be like, what? And then just keep going. You know? But like these kind of creepy, there was this, the fact is in real life, there was all this creepy stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we were like, that's creepy. Oh, that's creepy too. Like, we don't really love carnivals. Like, I don't love hanging out at a carnival. Like, that creepy bear that was just like...
Oh my gosh,
and
I
then
have
we
a
were
shot
like,
of
we
that
gotta
too.
get that. And then, you know, there's a shot of me where I'm kind of like, okay. Like, I don't know, me and Robbie laugh at it. But at some of those, like, reactions to the creepy, weird... But
yeah.
I don't know if we got all of them, but, like, in real life, it was... kind of psycho.
There's just a lot even like when we went to the Seattle waterfront and we got the pickup shots, so we got like these weird like fortune teller machines with creepy faces, and
yeah, like there's just clowns everywhere. There were weird clowns, like literally, but we couldn't get them because they were like people dressed up.
I know.
And we weren't sure if we should do that.
And then the Hall of Mirrors, that was so hard to film in there because there were kids going through it, and then we'd have to like wait for them to pass.
There were like reflections of the kids.
Oh, and then this shot is so quick, but you guys can actually see Will in the shot behind Katy in the mirror. But thankfully, like, he's so shadowed and it goes by fast, you don't see it. But that was actually a hard edit because it was hard to not get, you know, Will's reflections in the shots. Ryan McNeil, my color grading specialist, he said this was one of his favorite shots of the whole film, just with the color and the shadowing and the perspective. So that was really fun.
He did amazing.
He did.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the colors turned out so
Brought it
good.
to life.
Yeah.
Kind of matches the carnival theme.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. These hollow mirrors were kind of hard too. I was hoping they would be like more twisted, but they actually weren't like so bad.
Yeah, we're looking for crazy, the ones that deform you, but we couldn't find them. So.
Yeah. Well, I think we're probably nearing the end of this. I'm just gonna see if there's any more, just a couple more behind the scenes photos that I want to share. So, hold on. Katy, so we rode the ferry over from the peninsula, and we were getting ready on the ferry. This is Katy in the ferry bathroom.
Yep.
This is all of us on the ferry coming into Seattle.
We did have to go back to Seattle to get a drone shot or a couple more
We
shots.
did.
We thought we got it all done, and then we had to go back.
I'm so glad we did, though, because we got so many great shots. And then I remember trying to get the drone shots here on the piers, and the seagulls were attacking the drone, and so in some.
Yeah, the seagulls were attacking the drone.
They were just like very mad
and
at the
we're
drone.
like, bring it back.
Yeah.
And I had to keep putting my coat back on because it was freezing.
It was so cold.
You know? And
you did such a good job. Yeah.
How long did it take you to compose the song?
Oh gosh, this one was a difficult one because it's in like 6 flats, and then it changes to 5 sharps, and then there's so many key changes. I actually performed this at a gala 2 weeks ago, which was frightening because it's always so scary to perform.
I was like so amazed that you were going to do that.
Yeah, to perform
song.
a new song that you've never performed live before, with the backing tracks, with the video. We had the video on the big screen. That was so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I would say it took a couple months, and then obviously with the production to add orchestra with Glenn and work on that took another 6 weeks or so. I don't know, the music on this is all very lots of extensive production, so that's why it's taken 4 years with all the mixing and everything as well.
And we filmed this a year ago in April, right?
Yeah.
So we've waited, or Jennifer's been working on her entire album with other films, and all these moving pieces. You have to wait, and it's so much work,
and this Underwater Carnival Ride video was so, like, I don't know, it's one of my favorites of all the videos that we've done, and that's why I wanted to save it for the release weekend. So it's definitely worth the wait, at least for me. But I didn't finish. I talked about the music a little bit, but just to finish the story behind the video for me, I actually wrote the poem sitting around a campfire. My family and I went camping, and I was going through a lot of things, and as I mentioned before, I went through an existential crisis, we'll just call it that. And I was, when you go through grief, there's all these different stages of grief, and anger is one of the stages of grief. And I was definitely going through an angry phase, and I wrote the poem when I was sitting around a campfire. And then after I wrote the poem, I wrote the music, and I just had this whole like film in my head of how this would play out. And it just, it's like feeling like you're just running around this carnival and you don't know who to trust, and there's people in masks and wolves in sheep's clothing, and it's just hard to know, like, who do you trust and what's going on. And
well, you spend like your whole childhood in this world, and you don't really know what's behind some of these people or behind some of this. I just can't wait to watch it again, because even for me, like, there's so much to study, like, to rewatch it and notice things. So
there's a lot of little Easter eggs in this video. Close friends and family who do know the full story of what I went through. Like, if you know, you know. But yeah, I'm probably not gonna share the whole story yet right now. But yeah, this was one of the pickup scenes in Port Angeles. All the little fish. I love the nuance, the throws to all the sea creatures in the video too. There was lots of fish and sirens, and anyway. Okay, well, any last comments?
Any last things?
Puke your guts out. Yep, that's what I wanted to do. It's stunning. Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you guys all for being here. This was probably a longer live stream than I normally do, but it's just because Katy was here and we had so much to talk about.
I can't believe we did it. I can't believe it's done.
I know. So
I can't believe it's here.
Yeah, it's out. We've been waiting a long time for this, so share it. Tag us if you find us on social media. And again, tomorrow the full album comes out, unless you are in Australia. It's already out right now and you're enjoying it. So Oceans comes out tomorrow, and
the whole album is amazing. I mean, this is like a 4-year work, probably the best work you've ever done. That I think. I don't know. I think, but
this is the chef's
there's
kiss.
So much in it. There's like the best album ever.
Thank you. I also make my singing debut on this album, which eventually I have a video for that we filmed in Scotland with all these castles, and I'm still not finished editing that one.
That one's so cool.
Thank you.
I just saw a sneak.
Yay.
So
thank you.
Yeah.
And then I also have a video coming for Pirates Cove, which we shot with all of my nieces and nephews and my kids. It's a I was inspired by Goonies when I did that one. And I will eventually have a video for Just a Teardrop in the Ocean. And then I'm going to do several orchestral studio videos, which you saw the preview on at the end of this video today. The Siren and the Sailor with Alexa Ray, and several others as well. So thank you guys for being here. Just love you all. Thanks for your support, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks, Katy, for being here.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to turn this off. Bye, everyone.